Hey folks, I'm back doing a video on the Japanese knotweed syrup. So I have about 2 minutes left, and I'm going to tell you the recipe real quick, and I'm going to show you what I did. And remember, these are older, well, we're in the end of July, so usually pick these in April. Well, I say when the shoots start coming up, April, May, into the month of May. Depends on your weather. So we're in July, and just letting you know, you still can pick these in July. So what I did was I soaked them overnight. Some of them were pretty big. I soaked them overnight. It kind of softened them up some. And then I said, well, I should do this and see how it comes out with the older shoots. And lo and behold, they're pretty good. So it's 4 cups of sugar to 4 cups of water, and it calls for 1 cup of shoots. But I use almost 2 cups of shoots, only because they're a little bit later in the season. So I figured, it doesn't hurt to do a little extra shoots. It was like 1.5, almost 2 cups. If you do this, you can smell it. It smells just like apples. And the shoots will turn like a dark, I don't know what color you want to call that. It's not dark green. It's kind of like almost a brownish even. But the shoots will turn a color, not the color of the shoots that when you pick them. They're usually like a reddish blotch type. And also, I have taken some out of this boiling sugar and water, and I've set them aside, and they taste like candy. They're actually really good. So you can do that too. I'm going to let these cook a little bit longer, just so that the syrup will be thicker. You usually only let it cook for about 10 minutes, and then set it aside, and then it thickens. I'm going to let it go another 2 minutes, only to make the Japanese knotweed a little softer. If the shoots are too big and they're woody, they taste a little hard and tough, and you can't chew them very good. You could always take them and mash them in your blender and put them back in here to have it with your sauce, or you could just leave them out all together and strain all of the the shoots out, and just have a nice clean syrup. Like these are not bad. They're kind of they're a little woody, but you're still getting the medicinal values, the high vitamin C, there's vitamin A, there's a lot of other vitamins in here. Yeah, like this one's a little bit tough, so I would find some that are really tender and have those. So I'm gonna shut this off, and we're going to set it aside. This will thicken as it's, cooling down. But I want to show you real quick the syrup. See how it looks? It's got a little bit of a pink tinge to it. Not too much. Like I said, you could take and put it in your blender and have the shoots. So here's your syrup. That's going to get really thick. That's going to thicken up. So now you have a nice high vitamin C with some sugar, and this is cane sugar that I used. You can use whatever you want that you use for sugar. I highly recommend not to use white sugar because it's made from beets, and it's really not good for you. The white beets are genetically modified. I'm sure they're highly sprayed, and that white sugar that you get, that's why it's so darn cheap. So spend the extra few dollars and get some organic cane sugar if you're going to make stuff and store it. This is a great way to store, preservatives and your herbs. And the reason why we do this is to get the medicinal values out of it. It's a good way to give it to the kids. You can put a little bit in their drink, makes it sweet, and they're also getting the high vitamin C. So I wanted to do this video on the Japanese knotweed syrup. I wasn't going to, but I think that you guys really all needed to see this as a visual type of how to do fun stuff. So there you go. Chop up your shoots, and these shoots are later in the season. So yes, you can get those little tiny shoots that are coming up. I did the video on it and I showed you. So I'm going to let this cool off, and once it cools, it'll thicken like a syrup. It's already starting to thicken up. And if you cook it just a little bit longer, you'll have even a thicker, really thicker syrup. If you store this and it starts to crystallize, it's fine. You could just warm it up in a pan, the whole jar, put it in a pan of water and on low heat and warm it up, and the crystals will dissolve. Same as honey, same as maple syrup, all of them do the same thing. Alright guys, I hope you liked this quick video on the Japanese knotweed syrup. See, it's nice and pink. I liked using the extra because I felt like maybe the properties were a little weakened. I don't know, because they weren't the first year shoots or the first springtime shoots, but I think even, you know, being later on, it still has some benefits to them. So go out and pick your shoots, and you're doing a favor to people by pulling it and using it so it doesn't go to seed, it doesn't keep spreading. Just be careful with your feet. Always wear like a plastic bag on your boots, and then throw the plastic bags away, and be mindful not to bring it home into your gardens and throw those bags in the garbage. And do not compost any of your shoots. You put them in the garbage can. I hate to say that, but that's just the way. You're not going to continue to spread this around. It's a great wild edible, but it's very invasive, so be mindful. See you on the next video. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other things with the Japanese knotweed, so we'll see how it goes with the later shoots. My website is vermontpureherbs.com, and my Facebook is Vermont Pure Herbs. You can go on there and I'll add you on. And you can also go on my YouTube channel, which this will be uploaded onto also, is Vermont Pure Herbs, and click the like button. It helps the business grow, and it helps people get more content to learn how to use their wild edibles, and especially in a time like right now. Alright guys, be safe, tread lightly on these guys, and try not to crossbreed and bring stuff home. Alright, have a great day. Peace.